Okay, so I see lots of questions about this, so I thought I would just do a demo. I just deleted it from my MetaMask account, and I like to use this wallet, but I can't on the website here, so I'm just sucking it up, and I'm like, okay, I'll use MetaMask for this. So what I do in order to get this is I'm always like paranoid on, mostly during the buy, not so much here, this kind of thing. But let's say that I had purchased, which I did earlier today, I purchased some MCC. And so what I did here is you go to your wallet, and if you haven't added the coin yet, you won't see it, even if you have purchased it. There's no, as you can see, there's no in there. Now, you do have to make sure you're on the right chain. And what that is if you've added different chains here, like this is a Binance Smart Chain, and this is Ethereum. Okay, so this would be, if you're using UniSwap, it has to be here. If you're using PancakeSwap, it has to be here. And I'll show you what happens if I do this, and then I pop over to PancakeSwap. You will get a very confusing error because you'd be like, okay, I want to add this, right? And like I've restarted, I've done all the stuff, and I'm just like, oh, what is happening? It just won't like connect, basically, as you can see, because it should connect to show my wallet. And the reason for that is that it's changing. And see, it's kind of giving you a hint here. If I click on this, it's like, hey, dude, we don't use that chain here. Switch over here. Okay, do you want to do that? Yes. Okay, I'll do that. Fine. Okay, so now I could probably just do a refresh, but I might have to hit connect again. No. Okay, so now I'm here, and now it's saying, okay, you have, let's see, there's probably, is there anything? Okay, so there's some BNB in here. So now I can go here, and I can go max. Okay, and that means that my wallet's, that just indicates to me that my wallet's connected. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is, okay, I want to buy some of this stuff, right? And so first of all, you decide, am I going to buy on UniSwap? Am I going to buy on PancakeSwap? And there's probably pros and cons, but probably most people are going to do what is most comfortable for them. For me, that's definitely PancakeSwap. So what I like to do here is if I go over to PancakeSwap and I'm like, okay, I've added this manually. Okay, so actually, let's get rid of it. Let's just try to get rid of it. Let's see.
Early 20s, if not even 20. And some of them are undergrads, some of them are grads.
Here it is. Okay, I wanted to get rid of it because I want to show you exactly what it looked like for me. And it's a little confusing, like, especially because you do this. You're like, okay, I want to, oh, that sucks, right? And then you're like, wait, maybe it's, you do all this kind of stuff, and you're like, wait, I don't want to get the old one or the V1 or the V2 or whatever, right? So what do I do? And so you can do something like this, and oftentimes you will get a whole bunch of MCCs, and you're like, I don't even know what to do. So even if I can get it, if it's not 100%, I'm clear on it with the logo and everything, I don't even import it. And so then it's like, it's saying, okay, no results found. You want to manage your tokens? You want to do it yourself? You can do that, and you can click tokens, and you can paste it in here. But they will give you a warning. They'll be like, hey, you know that anyone can be just batshit crazy and make a coin and tell you to go buy it, and there you are. Okay, so you'll see that warning here in a sec. But anyway, so what I like to do is I like to come back here to the site that I trust, and I'm like, okay, PancakeSwap. Now there probably is a better way to get this or whatever, right? But as you can see right here, the output currency of this trade is right here. So I'll do a Control C, or however you like to copy that, and it's saying anyone can create these. They could be insane people. So you really, go look at it, research it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So yes, I understand. Now, what is that going to get me? Okay. Well, that gets me this right here. Okay. Now, the other way you could do it is you could come over here and you could, do something like this where you're copying it and you can add it and everything like that. You could add it manually. Okay. And so that gets me this. Now, let's go up to here. Okay. Now here I am in my account. I'm in the Smart Chain, and I don't have any MCC. I got nothing. Okay. Why? I'm so scared, right? I bought it, right? Well, check this out. If I import tokens, come down here, and I've got that same one. Oh, watch this. Okay, MCC. This is what I did earlier. I remember. No, I guess not. I remember, maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe it was on Uniswap or something, but I did a couple of these, and there was like all kinds of MCC choices, but they didn't look right. So anyway, I'm going to come over here. Is it a custom token I want? I'm not really creating anything myself. Okay, so you do this, and if you got it right, the token symbol should appear here and the decimal. Okay, if you do it and it's still asking you for the token symbol and the decimal, which did happen to me because I had the wrong one or something, that's a hint that you might not have it right. So anyway, so now I'm going to add this to my wallet. It's kind of like, imagine that, okay, so I'm going to add that custom token. Okay, so, and you can see now I have a balance. Okay, do I want to import the tokens? Well, importing is kind of weird. It's kind of like if you have it's kind of like the tokens were there. It's just like now we're putting on polarized lenses or something. We can actually see them. So yeah, I guess, yeah, import them. I mean, I don't know where the hell they came from or going from or whatever. I mean, I do. I bought this earlier, but like I don't know if I didn't import them where they would go. Anyway, so now I come back to my MetaMask wallet. I got the right chain selected. Okay, and we're going to come down here and we're going to see this. Okay, and this is where I see my reflections. Okay, so when I completed this transaction, it was 706,118. Okay, and that was earlier today, and now I have 706,402. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, so anyway, if I wanted to get this today, again, what I would do is I would go like this, and I'd say max this. Okay, and let me just do it because you know what, I can't. If I get rid of all my BNB, it really sucks because then I can't. I can never. I never can. Here, let me do this because you can never use up all your BNB, just like on Ethereum. On UniSwap, you can't use up all your Ethereum or you won't be able to complete any transactions. So I'm just going to do this just real fast. And I'm just going to say let's just do $20. Okay. And that will get me so much. And this will just make sure that I'm not insufficient balance. I don't have the UST in this one. Yeah. I forgot about that. Do I have anything in this one? 100 art. I don't know what that is. Anyway, so what I would do here is I go, okay, I've got, ideally you've got it in BNB if you're on PancakeSwap, but I didn't earlier. I was on USTD, and so I do USTD here, and then once you added it, and I think that this is just kept in browser cache. But if I'm on a new browser or a new computer or whatever, I'll have to import it again. So do expect that. But okay, so it's imported, right? So I've got, let's say I've got 20 USD. I've got this. And so typically what I'll do is I'll go to the settings and I'll have it on instant usually, and it'll be set to something like this, and 1% slippage. And what I'll do is I'll try the transaction and it'll fail and with a weird error message. And it says something like gas fees or something like that. And you're like, what the heck, right? Then I try it at 3%, 5%, whatever. You know what I mean? And I think it finally worked. It didn't work. I got it to 15%. And it even says there, hey, it might be front run, whatever. So you put that in there, you got it like this, right? And then you're just gonna be able to hit complete. And depending on your wallet and how it works and stuff, you might have to say okay, complete transaction or something like that, right? And then what'll happen ideally is this MCC will show up in your MetaMask wallet. Now, like I said earlier, if you haven't imported it yet into your wallet, don't expect it to show up. It won't. So you have to import it. And that could be a big scary moment because you're like, dude, I just spent $500 or I spent $1,000 or whatever. And it's not here. I lost it, right? You didn't lose it. It's there. You just have to go through that step of importing your token. And the more new, the more new and the less popular, I guess, new and less popular are going to be the same. You're going to have to start importing those tokens manually because they're not going to support them. I mean, you're not going to have to import. I never had to import BNB, I'm sure, right? But who knows? All this other stuff I probably did. Okay. So, but usually the sites make it easy and that's how you do it. So now I come over here and I'm like, okay, I want to connect my wallet, right? And it's my understanding that you don't need to connect your wallet. Let's see, I want to just log out here so that, because I've seen a lot of questions about Okay, what is this site called? M Chain. Is it in order? And yeah, okay, great. Okay, so I've seen a lot of them where it's like, okay, so now they're like, oh, well, is Ethereum more valuable or is something more valuable? You know what I mean? And so it basically works with both of them, which is pretty cool. So basically, I could come over here and I'm on the site, and basically, like if you're like my friend who had his in Coinbase wallet, and he was going to move it into his that was like an Ethereum based one, so he would have moved it into here into Ethereum. He did the transaction. He wanted to move it, and it was going to cost $130. And he wanted to do a test of like $10, $20 first, just to make sure it shows up, because that can be really bad if it doesn't. Anyway, this doesn't make sense to do that test, right? And so I said, let me try it first before you do that and spend a bunch of your money. It doesn't cost anything for me to get it from my Binance wallet to my MetaMask wallet, because I'm using Binance Smart Chain versus you're using the Ethereum chain. Okay, and if this doesn't mean anything to you, just let it go over your head. So anyway, so I moved it in here. Okay, and now I've got it here. Okay, so now I'm going to connect. And there's only two choices here. I wish they had Binance wallet. They don't. And that doesn't affect anything. It just affects how easy it is for me to keep all my stuff in one place. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna connect it. Allow connection. You have to be careful, because they whatever. Be careful. Legitimate sites. Blah blah blah. Okay, so you can see now that I've got this number, this 40275, and that matches up perfectly with this one, I'm guessing. Okay, 40275. It does. Okay, it matches up perfectly. But before, earlier in the day, I had 118 as the last digits. Okay, and then I was searching everywhere for information on these reflections, because on some other ones I've had, they give you like the reflections or earnings or whatever they call it in like a second token that sits, and you have to import that. But so what I did was, okay, so I've received so far, and you can see that I put in $500 in the swap. I lost over $100. It really sucks. So I don't know if there's a better way to do it. Usually Binance swaps on PancakeSwap, they're like pennies. I would spend like $20 or $10 or something. So I don't really know about that, but I did not have it in BNB, and that's what I would try next. I had it in like USD on the Binance Smart Chain, so it had to do 2 jumps. So anyway, so this is the reflections that I've earned. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Let's say 5 is the price of the token right now. And then I'm gonna do this times this. Okay. So today, so far, I've earned a penny. Okay, so I've earned a penny, which equals 276.84 MCCs. And I guess that's just showing me like, okay, you're earning. And so based on that, you can calculate like what your percentage is going to be, versus the amount that you have invested, what your percentage of reflections on average are. You can kind of keep an eye on it. So what's nice about that, though, it isn't in a second token or anything like that. It looks like they just somehow magically increase the number of tokens in my wallet. Okay. So now my friends got this in Coinbase. He's got this in Coinbase. He can't see this page because he can't log in there, because there's only 2 options for the login here. But as far as I could tell, and we try to calculate it, he's receiving the reflections as well. So there isn't like this common thing where you're usually, or sometimes you have to like go buy the coin, and then you go to the website and you might stake it or put it in a farm or whatever the hell they call, whatever they've chosen to call their lockup, like a lockup type period or something. And in this case, it doesn't look like there is one. So it looks like this website, as far as I can tell, it's just convenience. Like it's just so you can go in and see it. But my friend can always go in, and he won't be able to enjoy this nice dashboard. But ultimately, I probably won't ever look at this again either. I'll probably just go in and say, okay, this is equal to, and what did I do? I came in here, I added it manually to the portfolio. And so boom, 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 boom. And this doesn't track it, doesn't keep it updated. I can put whatever information in here. So like if I sell it, it's not going to be accurate or whatever. But it is handy to see that, okay, I bought it on this date. I put it in right away. I had about 409 in it, and I lost about $90 in fees, blah, blah, blah. I got about 9 million MCC, blah, blah, blah. It's still roughly correct. It doesn't actually have the reflections in it, which is interesting. So, because this is one, I told you I had 118. So, something's a little bit off about this one. But so this is not going to work great for a coin with reflections, I guess, because it just won't include it. So I'll just have to keep that in mind, that in the long run, I hope that the reflections will be significant. But the truth is that the price of the coin itself is probably going to have the most bearing on any resale value and when I'm ready to do that. You know what I mean? So if I go to sell this and this thing says let's say this thing says I have 409, okay, and I actually sell it and I've got 411 or something like that, right? I'm not going to complain. I'll be like, oh, cool, a little extra bonus in there, and I won't count on it probably. So it's not that big a deal. So anyway, that's how you do it if you're on if you're doing the Binance. Now, what I like about that is you're going right to the website and you're finding it. You're finding it right there. If I was on UniSwap and I wanted to, output it, I would just go grab this here. Now, what the bot guy was telling me earlier was that these are actually the same, and on both chains. That's not something I was aware of. So, like, let's see this. So, like, boom, and that's pretty cool because that's just one less thing to remember. And the way I'll check that 7709E0C, it looks the same. So that's pretty cool. That's only one thing you have to remember for any wallet, any swap. Okay, like let's say I'm going to go to UniSwap. Okay, well they're not going to have it, right? They're not going to be like, oh, here it is. Yeah, in fact, there's a warning there, right? So like MCC, do I still have it here? Yeah, I have it here. But this is where it was. Okay, I was like MCC here, multi-chain capital, and I was like, wait, this really looks like it. Okay, but then I was like, wait, this really looks like it, and then I was like, well, this one, oh no, this is mining core. So I've got two that look a lot like it, and I don't really have a good way to verify for sure. So screw it, I don't even want to mess with you. And I do this, and I just put it in. And it's got this kind of lame icon. I'm not sure why. It should be pulling this icon off their page on CoinMarketCap, so they must not have updated the logo here on CoinMarketCap. Yeah, it looks like the logo's here. That's weird. Anyway, my point is that what I did is I did this. I was like, import that. I don't want to, and it's like a warning again, like the other one. We don't know what the hell this is. Do your own research, kind of thing, right? You're like, okay. So now the thing is, if I do, let's say 1 Ether, okay, how much am I going to get? Get about 98 million, okay. And the problem is and again, this is where people have to change the slippage. Just, I don't see what the big deal is. Just keep changing it until it works. Maybe there's some other issue that people don't like to do, but the bummer is because I don't have this here, I can't actually see what the fees would be, which would be really nice because I just assumed that they'd be a hell of a lot less over on PancakeSwap. For me today, they weren't. Okay, so that was kind of like a big loss. But anyway, this is how to import it into MetaMask, and this is how to log into the website, and this is how to import the token into PancakeSwap, and this is how to import the token into UniSwap. And remember, you're not really importing it into either of these sites. It's just the browser. So like if I clear my browser, if I went on Safari right now or whatever, it wouldn't have it. So just be aware, you're not actually making a change. You're not actually logged in, that kind of thing. You're just making it functional for you. All right. Hope this helps.